Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of In the Box Seat as we take a look at all things Gold Coast Turf Club. I'm once again joined by Gibbo and Ella.
Hello.
And we'll recap
Hello.
massive meeting from the Sunshine Coast last week, the Coast to Coast Race Day. What a terrific program it was on paper. It lived up to it with a number of close photo finishes. And of course, the star of the show, Zaki, creating history and winning his third Hollandale Stakes.
Yeah, I think a fair bit of this form's going to line up well for the rest of the carnival, and he was very, very good. I mean, we expected him to win. Look, probably a little bit closer than a few thought, but look, a win's a win. I think he got it done. It's a mouth-watering setup for a couple of weeks' time because Wetor loves it up here. He was very good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good challenge in a couple of weeks to see who comes out on top there, but no knock Zaki at all. He did what we thought he'd do.
Yeah, he had to survive a bit of an early barrage from a few riders kicking up underneath him early. He eventually worked up outside of Colding, who was a surprise leader, but he was strong enough late. Schwetter was going to give him a good run for his money in the Doomben Cup, and if Zarek sticks around, well, he was only a neck behind them, so... the Doomben Cup will shape as a good race in a couple of weeks' time, but once again, for the sake of the race going forward, the class came to the top, and you'd like to think that that's enough of a rating to see it get to that 115 mark again for 3 years straight to achieve the Group 1 status, which is certainly what the Gold Coast Turf Club is trying to achieve. There was
Back to Zaki, I was watching on from the mounting yard, and the owners were ecstatic. It was just the atmosphere was electric, and I think everyone in that mounting yard was really backing Zaki. So when he came home, it was super exciting. And as you said, the rating, let's hope for that Group 1 next year.
He's a favourite, isn't he? Like he's a horse that's especially got everyone from the Gold Coast, I think, because he means so much to us here. But I tell you what, another really good one, just on the meeting. Yellow Brick. Yeah. Yellow Brick could be a Stradbroke winner. He's just a winner. That 3 wide, no cover on the big track and run away from them it's very, very good. I thought it was good. It's better than I thought. It's a Group 1 horse, I think.
Each time you watch the replay, the win just got a little
Better
bit
and
better
better.
because he was on a day that there wasn't big margins. He scored by a length and a quarter and did it the hard way.
Another mounting yard favourite, Madison Sears, was in tears after that win for Yellow Brick, and it was just beautiful to watch. You can see how much love she
nothing
has
better
that.
than happy tears.
No, very, very happy tears. So that was also another good win for them.
I had sad tears after Tycoon Evie, but good on Madison.
That 3 wide, the trip didn't work for Tycoon.
No.
Overall, the turnover figures were up 10%. It was a good quality program, and certainly the races ran up to it. With I earned my dollars calling some of those, particularly that ATC Cup, which possibility could be a rename going forward. The club's going to have a few meetings about how we can honour Zaki, who's achieved something that no other horse has been able to do with the third win in the Hollandale Stakes. So stand by for some announcements.
And obviously, Mitch, calling your first Metro and the very first race being a dead heat. How was that, how was that for you?
Fair bit of drama early on in the day that settled the nerves a bit, but no, there was a fair bit of commotion going on, and so much so that it took right up until race number 2. So the horses had left the mounting yard for race number 2. They're at the gates. So I'm trying to learn them, and we still really didn't have an answer to what was going on in race number 1. So, it was certainly an action-packed day with 5 races having photo finishes. Certainly a terrific concept, the Coast to Coast Race Day. The 2 clubs worked brilliantly well, and I'm sort of the sensing that there'll be some things centred around night racing between the 2 clubs once the lights get in here.
Absolutely.
So that takes us away from the Hollandale review.
Yeah, you had it. That was the start of a big week for you. Lancelot Bromac.
Yes, God bless his little cotton socks.
Wins at start number 504.
Yes. And
wow.
Was able to do it at Redcliffe, which is a track that he hadn't won out in 28 starts prior. So
amazing.
$2.40 was a bit tight for me to be tipping, and he hadn't won since August of last year. So been a while between drinks. He was 3 pegs, and Leonard Kane. Actually, Stu and I might have to chip in for his fine because he got 200 for excessive whip use.
Wow.
If anyone wants to donate to the charity, by all means, I'll put up my email at the end of the show.
Wow.
So he was able to get the cash on Tuesday, God bless him, and we'll go again next week. Bo Desert, quick recap. Racing was good there on Saturday. Unfortunately, Dan McGilvray had a nasty fall, but we're hearing he's okay and potentially back riding May 30 at the end of the month. It was
good news.
It ended the meeting quite abruptly on Saturday, and there was some very grave concerns for Dan, but thankfully all things well. The injuries aren't as severe as first thought, and he's looking to be back within the space of a couple of weeks, which is
that's
amazing.
Good news.
Awesome news. Carnival continuing on Saturday. Good Gold Coast representation. The Vowsy steps up to 2,000 metres. You'd like to think he can run it. He's just got to get past the Waller horse again, you'd feel.
Kovalika, exactly. A couple of Gold Coast horses. It's I tell you what, the Vows in any other race, you would be that keen. You know he's going to turn up and run well, but geez, Kovalika, you go through the form last time in work, and then that win the other day, he might be a little bit special.
Yeah.
To do what he did last time was excellent, and I think this is probably more suitable again. Just probably does just need a good ride around Doomben getting back, but they're clearly the two. I'll be surprised if one of them don't win.
That's a slight dynamic to the race this week. It's on the smaller track.
Yes.
Eagle Farm, it's a different circumference, different story.
Draws well the Vows for once. First time in a while. So he might sit a couple of lengths in front of Kovalika, we think.
Whether he can be in front of him in the run would be interesting. But that shapes as a cracking race, the Rough Habit Plate this week over 2,000 metres. Let's try and find a winner or two for the Aquis Park Gold Coast meeting on Saturday. Pretty much full fields, 8 races. Strong program. They've held up well from the nominations with some 84 entries this week. Gibbo.
Confidence was low early, and as I worked through the meeting, I found a couple late that I like. I know
always end on a high. That's what I always say.
I know the win race not great, but we did get No More Red back in the winner's circle. Into the winner's circle.
I think No More Red is just the horse of the show.
It is.
I feel like it's the mascot, maybe.
And he'll be winning again. Race 7.
Ella's had a couple of sleepless nights after the noms come out. Cordycep's Miracle, No More Red.
Which way to go? Well, I've gone race 7, number 3, No More Red. Just thinking really good form. We know the win here, 2-back was good, run well again since. Can maybe lead. I'm happy for him just to box seat if they need to, get a cheap sort of run and peel out at the leaders. Race 7, number 3, No More Red. We're going to go race 8, number 3, Agent of Mayhem. This is a horse I've always thought had a bit of a talent. He sort of rolls in every now and then, gets his head to the side, but his first run out here, second up this prep, was outstanding. He bolted in. Maybe the Polytrack's what is going to get the best out of this horse, so I think he's probably the best of the day, race 8, number 3.
Yeah, double the bet for me. Agent of Mayhem, just keep coming back to him. He was so strong here last time around at his first crack on the poly. I think he's got a bit more upside than most of these going forward. Even though he goes up to 61 kilos, he goes from a 58 back to a 55. You can make cases he's not that poorly in. So race 8, number 3, Agent of Mayhem. Plenty of pink highlighter.
I think Agent of Mayhem may be the tip of the show, because I've also gone race 8, number 3, Agent of Mayhem.
Well, we won't
get out stakes.
We won't dwell on what we did last week on the show. I think we were Norton 3, so we're going to go all in on Agent of Mayhem.
I did have one other. As you said,
go through all of them, Ella. We've got time.
I think this is the first time I've really studied the form. So you, despite what you might think, I'm listening. I'm listening to what you boys say on the show.
There's a couple of your old faithfuls in.
I know.
Facetious.
Well, I've gone race 6, and I didn't know where to go. I've obviously gone Facetious in the past, but I actually really like the look of number 3, Deloche. Okay. So I'm gonna go against Facetious in this one, and I'm gonna go, Bailey Wheeler with Chris Anderson.
Likes the track.
The pair together. So hopefully that'll get up.
Good little race that. Metzaro's not hopeless either. Deloche is now up in the Facetious now up in the handicaps, and loses Bailey Wheeler this week. He rides Deloche for his box,
which is why I think I've jumped over.
It is a good little race. They'll all win.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
I think so.
We go from Norton 3, and everything will win this week. So that is in the box seat this week. Should be a terrific day on Saturday here at the Gold Coast. Don't forget all the packages.
Yes, absolutely. For a 1 p.m. group race day, which is a great sponsor. So get along to the track. We've got the restaurants back open, the Shandong Garden Spritz booths, otherwise the Palms trackside. So
excellent.
Be here.
Where will you be Saturday?
Probably netball. Then the winner's circle.
Sorry I asked. It takes us away this week from In the Box Seat. Make sure you find a winner at Aquis Park. Tune in for all the action. We'll be back again next week to do it all again.